Hi, welcome to another Power Blast podcast. Are you a runner? Have you ever been? Do you like it? Striving for that runner's high, earning medals, setting PRs, personal records. When it comes to running, there certainly seems to be a lot of things to get fired up about. So in this episode, I'm going to share what I'm doing to attempt to like running. Stay tuned. Hey there, my friend. Perry Tinsley here, creator of the Power Blast podcast, The Power of Possibility, Passion, and Purpose. I'm also the owner of PutYourselfFirst.com, and let's talk about running. I mean, you've got that runner's high that you can go after, and earning medals, and those personal records when you're running, and signing up for 5Ks and 10Ks and half marathons and full marathons and ultra marathons. And geez, when it comes to running, there's just lots of things to get fired up for, right? Not to mention that being in the zone, the benefits for the mind, the body, the soul. Yet, I still struggle with running. Now, there's some types of workouts that I just don't get into. Sure, I give them my best attempt, and some of them have actually stuck. For instance, yoga. I used to despise and avoid yoga. It made me uncomfortable. I just didn't like it, and I didn't see any benefit. That's for other people. But I gave it my best effort, and eventually I fell in love with it. And what really made me fall in love with it is it started making my other workouts even better. And eventually I just kind of fell in love with it, and I still look forward to my weekly sessions. Another thing I tried but just never got into was dancing or choreographed sort of workouts. It makes my workout seem like they're 3 hours long, even if it's a little 20-minute session. Then there's running. I'm not a runner. At least that's the story I have told myself for years. And it's not because I had a bad experience. It's just because I told myself that I just wouldn't get into it. So this past month, I called myself out on it. Could I become a runner? Could I run a 5K? Could I even enjoy it? Now, as a kid, I ran all the time. I love sports. I did attempt track in middle school because I was in elementary school. I was one of the faster kids. So, of course, that natural fit as I got into the older grades. But I quickly found out that I was way out of my league. So I resigned to the fact that I would just become like a team manager and help out the coaches, handing out equipment, etc. So that was the end of my running career. What are we talking? 12 years old, 13 years old. Up until about a month ago, I decided to actually give running a solid try and follow a 30-day breakaway plan. I trained using various modes of running styles. I know a lot of times people just get out there and just start going and running, but I followed a guided running method, which varied different things with intervals, strides, HIIT, if any of that's making sense to you runners out there. HIIT as like an high intensity interval training style of running. And I also blended it with some strength conditioning and recovery exercises. And it just kept the running trainings to about 20 to 25 minutes, and the strength training sessions were about the same, 20 to 25 minutes. And I thought it was a brilliant format. And it actually kept me interested. It kept me going each day as opposed to just getting out and just going running. So with the program I was following, the lifting happens. So the lifting happens first, and then you go out for a run. So your body is building more stamina during your runs because it's getting out there and feeling a little bit more exhausted. And I know some of you out there are probably going, well, there's your reason why you don't like running. But I'm going to tell you what ends up happening over the time is when you get to your 5K race, you won't have any lifting ahead of time, so you're going to feel like you got the wind at your back, and you'll run faster than you ever have before. And I really love that because, I'm not sure if you are know baseball at all, but many times before a batter gets up to the plate, at least in the pros, they'll swing a bat or two over on the side, and a lot of times they'll slide a little weight onto that bat so that when they get to the plate, they'll swing that one bat without the weight a lot faster and be able to swing and hit the ball more efficiently. That's the idea with this program. So I'm sure a lot of you seasoned runners out there, you have your own system down. You've picked up tips and advice from a lot of experts over the years. But for me, I really don't have any interest in breaking a 6 minute mile or running a half or even a full marathon. I mean, those could be some extra stories that I'm just telling myself, as my friend Martin says out there, never say never. But if I could just give this thing a try, something relatively new, step out of my comfort zone and just learn another great way that people exercise and get in great shape, then I'm about going for it. So, plus, if it really helps me maybe catch a flight or catch the metro when I'm in a pinch and I need to run to catch it, that's a nice little perk, right? So, right now, I've just finished 3 weeks, and next week I run my 5K. And so I've been doing all this training. I've done all the different intervals, and here I am. Guess what? Still not into running. I don't know what it is about it. It's just, maybe it's just because I'm training. And maybe once I'm running my 5K, I'll be free as a bird and just flying. And I've got some ideas on how I can really fall in love. I'm not fall in love, but like running. But I'm still pushing hard, mind you. But I just really don't see running as a part of my regular routine. Now, I do love the fact that I've gone from literally a beginner workout to being able and in condition to run a 5K without stopping. Now, there might be some of you out there that you're just so in shape that wouldn't be a challenge for you. But these are using more a new mindset for me, different muscles that I've used before. So heading out into a 5K right off the bat, I got humbled really quick just some of the training that I was going through. So I've just come to view running to just strive for progress, not perfection. And I believe there are some things that I can do to really like running more. For instance, my wife and I did this program together. So I think finding yourself an accountability buddy would really be a great thing that can help with just motivation, not having conversations the whole run, but just little moment chit chat sort of things. But it's just being with somebody, having fun and not taking it too seriously would be another great thing. Also, and I haven't done this yet, but I am going to do it for my 5K. It's creating a great music playlist. And I can really see if you had a great audiobook or even some awesome podcasts that you can consume while you were out there doing your run. Wow, what a great use of time, and what a great use to learn something new, to occupy yourself while you're running. The other thing I think is really good, and I did this for my 5K, is to plan out your route ahead of time. I was telling Hillary the other day, it's like I think I'm just going to zigzag up through these roads through our subdivision, and I'll just use it. I happen to have an Apple Watch, so I can track how far I'm going, and just until I get to that 3.1 mile mark, I'll strive for a little bit farther. But I went and actually mapped out the route that I'm going to go, and it gives me a much better visualization of what I'm going to accomplish and where I'm going. Now I've got a plan. I can get behind following a plan. And the last thing here is to just celebrate my progress and milestones as I go. Each day that I've gotten out there, even though the mileage isn't racking up super much on my tracking app, I am proud of myself. I ran 20 minutes nonstop the other day. And I'm like, man, if you just double that, you've got your 5K done. So perhaps, for you, maybe it might be running, using an app or on your phone, or using a Garmin or a Fitbit or your Apple Watch. So far, while I'm far from loving running, I do love how easy this style of exercise, even walking, can be for many people. I mean, literally no equipment necessary other than having great shoes. It's smart to have good shoes, and smart to have good running apparel too. Things aren't flopping around all over and aren't uncomfortable for you. And when you're out running around traffic, and I kind of learned this the other day, it's having stuff reflective or wearing bright colors. As I'm running, I'm like, oh my gosh, here I am wearing black. See, beginner runner, right? But, my advice is if you are considering running, just do your best and don't overthink it. Put aside the stories that you might be telling yourself, just like I was doing. And if you can follow guided runs, I'm sure there's guided tracks out there, like I've been doing, or even build strength conditioning along the way to train get your muscles stronger to prepare for runs, you'll be setting yourself up for success more quickly, and you might even fall in love with running faster. And even if you're a seasoned runner, I recommend the plan that I'm following because I think and I believe it can help improve your times and your endurance. So who would have ever guessed that I would be out here sharing running tips with anyone? But I'm genuinely impressed with myself for stepping into this. And while I might never reach that runner's high that everyone talks about, I can honestly say that I stepped up to learn more and give it a shot to see what this running gig was all about. I'll put the links in the show notes of my running plan so you can access those, see if this would be something you want to try out for yourself. And man, a new chapter is in the books, right? So what is it? What's next? What's the next goal? What's the next big challenge? Right? Something that fills you up with confidence and you're ready to move forward. It's just keep moving forward. Keep doing your best. Keep reaching your fitness goals, your health, your fitness, your life goals that you're wanting. It's being vigilant and keep pushing forward on that and using positive self-talk. And if you can blend in some affirmations and visualization with that, man, then you're going to be rocking. And say if you're looking to strengthen your motivation and your fitness confidence, no matter if you're going to do running or weight training or whatever it is, you got to really, truly develop your mindset skills. I am starting a free 5-day workshop to help you with your mindset, to blast through those barriers and the limiting beliefs and the stories. Oh my gosh, I just shared my stories with you, right? And I'm applying this stuff to my own journey to blast through and call yourself out on it and to be able to live happier and healthier and free. My next one is coming up. You can head over to upsidedownfit.com to register for the next one. And here's another cool tool that can help you out. It's absolutely free. Grab my Success Habits Master List. That's packed with routines, rituals, tips, strategies to move you from feeling chaotic and overwhelmed to feeling grateful, healthy, happy, focused, and fulfilled. Absolutely free. Head over to morningsuccesshabits.com. That's all I have for this week. Thanks so much for tuning in, for sharing this episode for people to benefit from, and for subscribing. And if you're heading over to YouTube, that's youtube.com/ptinsley, and you're hitting the subscribe button there and checking out the show because you want to see it on video, man, you absolutely rock. And if you can get in your podcast app and give an honest rating review, man, that just helps us reach more people. You absolutely rock, my friend. And as always, remember, it's never too late. We'll see you next week.